Hi everyone, we're Team Brunner and we wanted to thank you for giving us this amazing opportunity to create this campaign for you. So starting off, we're going to start by addressing the challenge. What you guys gave us was to create a marketing plan that aims to retain creative student talent in the Pittsburgh area. To do this, we wanted to address the goal that you gave us, which was increasing college student retention from 50% to 60%. Building off that, our research also found that we should create a goal that was to raise awareness of what Pittsburgh is offering to creative individuals that plan to live here. And then just going through what we're going to talk about with our research, we're going to first talk about primary, move into secondary, and then end with our SWOT analysis. Starting with the primary research that we conducted today, we decided that it was best fit that we actually went and interviewed people that were around Pittsburgh to gain some helpful insights. We took about an hour or so to do these questionnaires, which was of 3 questions. We went in depth to find some helpful insights, including someone that said, I stay in Pittsburgh for the opportunity of work, the stability, and the level of comfort it brings. We found out that a lot of these interviews had common themes like hidden gems that were located in Pittsburgh, family-oriented, great education, and also the affordability aspect.
So going into some secondary research, we really wanted to look into some of the average costs of living for both Pittsburgh as well as some other competing regions. So as you can see here, we have the average cost of living excluding rent, as well as the average monthly rent for both Pittsburgh as well as Charlotte, Philadelphia, Nashville, and Baltimore. So from these numbers, we can see that Pittsburgh has the lowest average monthly rent, which ties into what a lot of our respondents told us was that Pittsburgh is affordable and that's why they like living here.
So going into our SWOT analysis, some of Pittsburgh's major strengths are having a strong sense of community, culture, diversity, and of course educational opportunities, and much, much more. Weaknesses, there are a lack of amenities, infrastructure, and there is a lack of pride amongst Pittsburghers and a sense of feeling like the underdog. Opportunities, it's affordable, great cost of living, it's well connected, and there is a rich historical background here. And in terms of threats, there are bigger cities with better job opportunities that people are more aware of. The location in Pittsburgh is landlocked and weather can be very erratic here.
All of this research led us to finding our key target audience. What we found was that college students and young talent in the Pittsburgh area and competitor regions like Charlotte, Philadelphia, and Baltimore, and we narrowed this down from age ranges from 19 to 23.
With that in mind, I'd like you to meet Emma. She's the first of the target audience personas that we've created, and she's someone who's very talented. She's lived in Pittsburgh her whole life. She's always found it very comfortable. However, she also craves excitement. She likes to have fun with her friends, and while she does stay close to her family and she loves her family, she's kind of considering other options as she gets older.
Through our primary research, we found out that there was just not one target audience, but many, many more, and this is how we plan on covering those. Meet Sam. Sam wants to move to a big city for creative opportunity, but also cares about a realistic cost of living, and he prioritizes comfort and safety. And our third audience persona is Josh. Josh is a designer at Google in New York City. He works 80 hours a week and has absolutely no time for friends, family, or himself. And he is looking for a place with a cozy, comfortable feel, but also happening city life.
So now that we've introduced what some of these personas look like, we developed a couple different strategies in order to best target each one. So for our adventure thrill seekers like Emma, we've developed an interactive activity, which we will elaborate on a little bit later. For people like Sam, we want to utilize campus outreach and campus resources for college students like him looking to be more comfortable with this new environment. And for people like Josh, we feel that he would be best targeted by a lot of our social media content, which best represents what Pittsburgh has to offer and what new environment he can move to.
When we were brainstorming what we wanted to represent about Pittsburgh and what makes it such a great place to live, we found all these commonalities like innovation, affordability, the arts, all of that stuff and so much more, which makes it really attractive to somebody just graduating college and wanting to start their life. And that's what's great, because you can make it your own Pittsburgh path and add as many of these factors as you want into it. And if you want it, Pittsburgh has it. And this just kind of reiterates that idea of whether you start here or in a different state, different country, whatever, coming back here to Pittsburgh or coming to here for the first time is a great place to start your journey, because it can lead you out down so many different paths and so many different places, and that's just going to be up to you. And how we want to showcase that is through social media, college campus posters, to hit our target audience, and also through an immersive interactive scavenger hunt. And for social media, we decided to go primarily with TikTok because we know that our demographic uses that the most currently. And in these TikToks, we went out the streets of Pittsburgh, the Point State Park, and did that tiny mic trend and asked people what they want from living in Pittsburgh. And then the first one shows a student who wanted to leave, didn't think they could get what they needed to from Pittsburgh, but after looking into all the great things that this city has to offer, they decided to come back and stay and live their path here.
We'd also like to make our messaging reach students where they are the most, on college campuses. And that's why we want to really put our messaging there, place posters there that can utilize the students in Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh community, and keep them here. And so I'd like to walk you through some of these posters that we have in mind. And where they will be is the career centers, as well as student-led organizations and career fairs. And these are going to be where lots of career-oriented students will be. And now to the posters, I'd like to show you these examples. So we have the tagline, "If you want blank, Pittsburgh has it." We found, as everyone else has said, that Pittsburgh has all of these things: creativity, a large-scale city, but a small-scale feel. And so this kind of ties in those ideas. And I'd like to show you a few more. If you want individuality, Pittsburgh has it. If you want pride, Pittsburgh has it. And at the bottom of these posters, there's going to be a link that will lead the viewer to the call to action, where they can really see what this campaign is about and really see the beauty of living in Pittsburgh. And that will be their call to action at the bottom of each poster.
Alright, so to further elaborate on the interactive activity that we developed for Pittsburgh, we decided to have this event be where we plant QR codes around college campuses, around the city, so then that way people can go around, because many people tend to have a smartphone on them, and they can find out fun facts and get to explore the city a little bit more. So these QR codes would start at Pittsburgh schools. There's a lot of schools in the surrounding area, and then that would lead to places like downtown, maybe Shadyside, any other Pittsburgh neighborhoods. And so the goal of this is to create a fun and interactive way to explore the city, so that people will become more familiar and comfortable with the place that they will hopefully decide to stay post-graduation.
And then just moving into our timeline over the 3-month span. Starting in September, we're going to implement our city scavenger hunt, which will actually have QR codes that are placed throughout the city. We're going to have this starting in early September when the weather is nice and college students are coming, ending in Halloween when it starts to get a little bit colder. At the same time, we have all of our career fairs going on, so we're going to have our posters that will be hung up to gain awareness. Moving into October, you can see that there's a lot of overlap between our specific deliverables when they're ending and starting. However, we're going to have our social media start in October. We're really going to utilize our micro-influencers to create content where they are going to post videos showing different parts of Pittsburgh, kind of going back to that hidden gem idea. And then lastly, we are really going to try to utilize TikTok and the trends that are happening at the end for November. And then lastly, I just wanted to thank you for giving us this opportunity. We had so much fun coming together as a team and learning so much. Team Brunner is thriving, alive, unstoppable, and Pittsburgh is our path. Thank you. I am shaking.
My class told me this is what you're supposed to do.